You think a Zelda game that featured a talking OC would work? The thought being that you have it to save Link. I think so. Yeah. I think saving Link would be, like, cool. Right? Does anyone know what I'm talking about when I say the image of, like, someone who requested fan art of his OC shooting a bow with Link? Does anyone know? Shooting a bow? But he said shooting a bow. That's all I think of, and maybe I can... I think this is what I would want to turn into a game. No idea? The person in this image is called Raven. He uses a bow in combat most of the time. Can someone draw me a picture of him and Link standing next to each other getting ready to fire a bow at an enemy? The enemy can be whatever you want. So there we are. He fires the bow. Like the bow instead of the arrow. Fire a bow at an enemy. Shit, I meant to say fire. That's all I think about. This would be a beautiful game, right? I would like to have like an OC with Link, but you're both like morons. Like maybe the plot of the game could be like, both of you are fucking stupid, so you need to work up together because you're both dumb. It's like, oh my, that would be such a good like plot thing though. Like two himbos having to work together. It feels kind of good. What would you rename Nintendo? Just if you could name it something else? Actually, I was thinking of like company names the other day, and I came up with a really good company name, but I can't ever use it. But the name of my company idea was Mr. Tanaka from Osaka. And you could add anything to the end of that, like Mr. Tanaka from Osaka Productions, Mr. Tanaka from Osaka, like, Entertainment, Mr. Tanaka from Osaka Design. It sounds so, like, familiar and like a real person, but I can't use that, because I'm just a guy from Sweden. I can't have that name. It has to specifically be associated with a Mr. Tanaka who lives in Osaka. I feel like maybe I would just rename Nintendo to Mr. Tanaka from Osaka, even though Nintendo is from Kyoto, we're not even from Osaka. Grappling hook thing. I was not aware that was a thing in the game. But maybe that would make sense. That would solve like all of my problems right now if I had a grappling hook. I sound like every Nintendo game designer right now. A grappling hook would solve every problem. You can't solve all your problems with a grappling hook. That's what my therapist tried to tell me. Then I grappling hooked my therapist. Now I'm in a lawsuit. Now I have a lot of more problems going on. But I think I can solve it with my grappling hook. I could solve most of them. The court will not expect the addition of my grappling hook. Bye-bye. Oh, grappling hook! Oh my god, this is gonna solve all my problems. My therapist is not gonna like this one. How would you convince Miyamoto that you're his true successor for the job at Nintendo? I would say, hey, Yellow Mario. And he would like spit out his This is a bit, I'm just rehashing an old bit. I already did this bit before. The bit about Yellow Mario getting me hired at Nintendo. Because it's like 3 traffic lights. Luigi, green, Mario, red, yellow. The yellow lights. That could be, I guess that could be Wario, but don't think about that. Would spit out a big Ed and would hatch into a baby Mario. I don't think I can do that. I think there's a single thing that makes me able to do that. You get 100 rupees, you're happy. Am I though? I had like hundreds of rupees before this. I had so many rupees before this one though. Is this is gonna solve all my problems? I'm 3 times more happy. I have 300 rupees. If you taught a college course about Mario, would you give extra credit to students that already know plumbing? No, I think plumbing is like the least important part of Mario. Like, anyone can do that. When in a Mario game has he ever done actual real plumbing? He's only going through pipes. You could go through a pipe right now. It would not be a problem. You can do it. I believe in you. But grappling hook really does solve. Probably really does. Where would you go? What would you do if you had a grappling hook in real life? Like, I feel like I could just go anywhere in a weird way. Okay, not like that. Okay, maybe I can grappling hook this problem. Holy shit, it worked. Oh my god. What if, could we make a video game that's all grappling hook? Is that possible? Maybe this is like a new game idea? Could be something to this, like... This is the perfect replacement for Mario. Just have a guy whose whole shtick is the grappling hook, and all you do is grappling hook around. This is a really good idea for a video game. If you worked at a bank, would you approve Kirby for a home loan? Yeah. I think Kirby is kind of destructive, but probably not about its own property, right? I think it would be a solid investment or something. I don't know. Is it called an investment? Probably not. Quickly use the grappling hook to heal yourself. I mean, maybe. Maybe you could use it on some, like, medicinal plants, and that would heal you. Isn't it weird that alchemy is real? That, like, real medicine is just alchemy? Like, medicinal plants sound so made up, and that's, like... that's, like, 90% of alchemy. Just like, here's a medicinal plant in pill form. Oh my god, I feel so good. The idea of a healing potion seems so stupid. But you could probably just make one in real life. You could just make a healing potion. What about turning your mom into a dog? Is that alchemy? Yeah. Maybe in Dreamland there wouldn't be anything bad, like home ownership. Yeah, that's true. Hold on, that's socialism. No, we can't allow for that. That's not why I'm red today. As a VTuber, I only talk about appropriate social issues, like, inflation. Things are so expensive. Yes, I can monetize that. One time, in school, I was having, like, what's it called? Social science? Social economics? Something like that? My teacher was talking about, like, you know, women also talk about politics, but they do it in a different way from men. And she said, like, for example, women... politics can be something like discussing the prices of groceries. And then later I referenced her point about, like, you know, women talk differently about, like, economy, like, the prices of groceries. And when I said that, the whole class was, like, shocked by my statement. And my teacher was like, Matthias, do you think that's appropriate to say? And I'm like, what the fuck? That's why I'm repeating what you said. You taught me about this. I'm repeating I thought I was gonna be clever and repeat, like, your point and get, like, social approval for that. And now I'm being, I'm, like, being shamed for talking about your point about women talking about groceries as a form of politics. You think I came up with this? I'm, like, 14 years old, man. Your teacher said women be shopping. Yeah, and it was really clever when she said it, okay? It was not okay for me to say that. Anyway, that was one of my social humiliations. I just have such a strong memory of that. And it wasn't even, like, too far away from when she said it. It was, like, right after that. It was, like, within minutes. And then everyone was shocked by me saying it. Like, no, did none of you pay attention to what she was talking about? It wasn't even my idea. Mario's so expensive. When will Mario deflate? This is a... I mean, it shouldn't be an inappropriate question, but somehow it feels inappropriate. Teachers are kind of weird. Like... Nothing crazy said there. But it's weird realizing that we are human beings when you're a kid. I remember there was, like, a really well-liked teacher at my school. And, everyone loved him. And then one day he was leaving, and we were all like, no, 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 we want him to stay, we want him to stay. Because he was, like, actually, like, training to be a teacher. And his, like, whole thing was over there. But we all pitched in, like, we want him to work here, we want him to come back. And they were like, well, the kid said so, let's bring him back, the kids want him. And then he came back, and he was, like, a completely different person. He was just, like, one of the kids. I think that got to his head. Where, like, before, he was, like, a professional teacher. Then he heard about, like, we're sending you back to the school because all the kids wanted you to come back. And then he was just, like, one of the kids. Like, he was just, like, hanging out in the computer place and just being like, hey, you guys want to play video games? What's up, guys? He was, like, trying to be one of us, but that made it really weird. Like, I didn't like that. It was so strange when he tried to be, like, one of us. I remember one time in class, I was reading this magazine, and I was so bored that I just kept reading it over and over again. I just picked it up, read it, back to back, then I didn't care about the lesson. Picked it up, read it again. Didn't care, picked it up, read it again. Then I noticed, like, everyone were looking at me. I was like, what's going on? And apparently the teacher had just said, like, I swear to fucking God, Matthias, if you pick up that magazine and try to, like, pretend to read it again, you're getting out of here. And my friend was like, did you not, like, pay attention to what's going on? And I was just like, no. And later he confronted me about it, like, what was happening? Like, what? I thought it was so cool, like, you didn't care at all. And I was like, no, I was so bored that I kept reading this magazine. I was so bored that I didn't pay attention. And he thought it was like a cool power move I was doing. But no, I was just so bored. And that teacher really sucked, so I guess that played into it also. Aura. I was like aura forming in that moment, but I wasn't even aware of it. I think schools should be more like trade school and less general education. I think, so I used to think that they should be more like trade schools. So like you learn a profession, you learn a job. Now I think education, general education. Because I get the idea that like it should be like a trade school so you can prepare for a workforce and all that. But there's a problem with like setting up schools if it's only about the purpose of getting a job, which is like you're kind of just like, I don't know, imbued into the capitalist system, you know? You're kind of just like promoting capitalism in a sense. I don't even mean that in like an economic or like capitalism versus something else way. I mean that in the way of like, let's maybe make a society of human beings where like everything is not just purely focused on like money and money making. Like let's make sure we have a society where like we have people who are capable of like reflection and philosophy and critical thinking and like just a general sense of culture. You can still learn everything about like getting a job and all that within that system. I don't think they are two opposite systems, right? And you could do it the other way around also, of course, but like if I had to pick one over the other, then I would prefer that human beings are people and they're not only occupied with like, how do I get good job? I would rather be surrounded by cultural beings. One time I got in trouble for something I didn't do. I think it was something just like talking in class or something like that. It was really weird. She confused me for someone else. But then I just took the punishment and I was just like, I don't know, I just wanted to do something that was not class. So I just took it and I was like, okay, I'll do it. And then later she came back and she was like, hey, the other classmates told me you didn't do anything and I was wrong. It was actually someone else. I was like, yeah. And she was like, why didn't you say anything? I was just like, I just thought it might be fun. And it was. Like, it was just me hanging out with two other kids instead of being in class. So it's just like, hey, what's up? Let's talk about stuff. I actually remember I had a teacher who was a Buddhist. And he was bald. I remember it only because one time he talked about like he was going to like a Buddhist like seminar for the weekend. And he was also like a rapper. He was also like a rapper who was making music and stuff. It was kind of interesting having that interaction with a teacher like that. Just like, huh. This guy's like a teacher, but he's also trying to be a rapper. And I don't remember like any of his songs, his music or anything like that. I don't think I ever listened to it, but I remember other kids talking about it. Just being like, yeah, he's kind of good actually. I wonder what happened to that guy. Oh yeah, I remember we had sex ed with that guy. And he got so nervous during that he started sweating. Like drips running down his face. And he had to go to the bathroom. Can you tell us about a field trip you took as a lad? Oh, maybe. Hold on, can I think of any? I do remember that though. He was like... he was sweating and had water. It was like a comedy skit or something where someone puts like an exaggerated amount of water on someone's face. He had that because he was trying to teach sex ed. I need a continuation of that bit where you did where Shadow was super brooding. Mario says wahoo. Can I do it? I actually think I need more than that. I need a whole setup before that in order to be able to do it. I need to set up the story first. Shadow and Dr. Robotnik are meeting up. Ah, Shadow! I can't do an Eggman voice. Why did I meet you here, Eggman? You picked up too much from Sonic. Snooping as usual, I see. Snooping as usual, I see. Why have you brought me here? Is that even what Shadow sounds like? Captured me again, have you? Actually, Shadow, I found someone far more... Hold on, I'm dead. I found someone far more superior than you. Unlikely, I think. that doesn't sound right. It sounds like a weird Japanese translation from Japanese to English. Unlikely, I think, Eggman. We shall see. According to my calculations, there is Project Mario. Project Mario. I don't know, what would Shadow think? It would just be like, this is an ordinary man. I don't think Shadow would go along with this. What is he? Why is he here? What is he trying to do? I need to get to this Mario before Eggman discovers something I don't know. That's when he goes through a pipe, somehow, to the Mushroom Kingdom. How would Shadow meet Mario? I don't think they would just meet. Shadow would have to, like, explore the whole world of Mario first. So he goes to, like... What's the first area of Mario called? Is there a name for it? They meet at a grocery store. What, he goes through this whole journey and they just meet at a grocery store? He goes through the first area in Mario, then the underwater place, and he's like, huh, there's no Mario here. Then he just goes to the grocery store and there's Mario. Wahoo!
Mr. President, the situation has turned dire. Dr. Eggman has acquired the Mario.
Oh shit. Andy's with Eggman. They're shopping for something. Eggman. Ah, Shadow. Still can't do Eggman. He's buying me a spaghetti. Spaghetti? Something about Shadow the Hedgehog saying spaghetti kind of resonates with me. I don't know. I don't think Shadow has ever experienced spaghetti before, so I think he would actually be like caught off guard by that. Spaghetti. Wahoo! I don't know where to go with this bit. Where does this bit go? It's just Eggman and Mario and Shadow at the grocery store. Inflation has been hitting hard lately. Yes, normally spaghetti is less pricey. I thought Shadow was cool, but hasn't tried spaghetti. It is weird to think. It probably hasn't, right? Then Eggman and Shadow and Mario all eat spaghetti together, and this was actually Eggman's plan. He was like, oh, the ultimate being is just anyone who likes spaghetti. Could never have been you, Shadow. I see what you mean now, Eggman. With this spaghetti, I could beat Sonic. No, I don't think... No, that was not my point. The spaghetti is good. Woohoo! So at the end of the bit, commissioned bit. I'm taking commissions for bits. I think Shadow and Mario could get along though. I don't think they would be like enemies. I think they kind of have similar goals. Like Mario has Peach, Shadow has Maria, Shadow has Chaos Control and Six of Fork and Pasta. I think Mario would be impressed with that. Like, you know, oh my god, he has a power for pasta, or I don't know. There's a lot to this Mario that I could learn from. I lost my voice. Like, what if Shadow starts taking after Mario? And he's like, I'm really enjoying Mario. What does he say? Wahoo? Wahoo! Wahoo! Sonic, I'm leaving this world behind. Shadow? I can't do a Sonic voice. He just sounds really whiny to me. Shadow, what do you mean? I found another place, somewhere I belong. Wahoo! That's a Sonic. I think doing Sonic would be too much. How would I do Sonic? I just don't like Sonic, so I want to make every Sonic voice super annoying. I mean, Ridgel's kind of annoying, yeah. I like to think Shadow would see Mario saying UPSM mantra that helps him channel his power, but he would adopt it. That's a really good logic. I kind of like that myself. I might steal it. What? Oh, what? What if Shadow meets Luigi for the first time? What would Shadow think? Shadow has become, like, thinks, like, there's a lot of respect to Mario now. Then he meets Luigi, and it's like, what the fuck is this? This is your brother? I don't know why Shadow's swearing all of a sudden. Would you just accept it? Like, your brother is weak. You would be stronger without him. Mario, we could team up. He's my brother. I like the idea, though, of, like, Shadow trying to teach Luigi. I think this is maybe the component that was lacking. Like, Shadow thought Luigi was too weak to be Mario's brother, but then he's like, if he is Mario's brother, we only need to teach him. So he's like, he becomes like the mentor. While training Luigi in the wilderness, Shadow tells Luigi to hunt and kill an animal. Luigi insists violence isn't necessary. Kill it, Luigi. It will make you strong. It's just in Shadow's character. Killing small... I don't think that's in Shadow's character. I don't think he randomly kills small animal for, like, fun. Or even to teach. I think Shadow would just train Luigi by giving him too much power. Like, he gives him, like, the Chaos Emerald to train him, but that goes to Luigi's head. And he's like, only one Mario brother. Me. What? You wouldn't get it. Why you sound like that? You don't get it, Mario. I sound normal now.